What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, we have some more crazy news that I've gathered from the interwebs over the last few days that happened at MegaCon through Q&As with Transformers designer Evan. And we have some really juicy details to talk about in this video. So let's get right down to it. So the screenshot was sent to me from Shamar on Instagram. So shout out to you, my bro. And this has been circulating in other outlets as well. I can't remember which ones. I think Cybertron posted some of this as well. But I want to make a video giving you guys my thoughts on all of this, as always. So first up here, we have the presentation portion before the Q&A. And the info that was said here, and I quote, "Skybite can look up or down in shark mode and his tail can move all 4 directions. Timelines will usually be Optimus, Megatron, Starscream, B, but they want to do more characters like the other Seekers. 2026's timeline is decided and they want 2027's to be a fan vote. 86 Perceptor is a retool of previous toy to be more accurate. Radbat will have boosters, Ramhorn is a new mold. Space Bridge teasers will be revealed next month at Toy Fair. Devastation Troop 2-pack will have new heads and weapons. Iron Fist will be called Fist Iron. Sandstorm will have the handsome face." So before we get to the Q&A, I just want to give you guys my thoughts on the presentation portion of info here. So Skybite having more articulation in shark mode is fantastic. If you guys have ever seen Robots in Disguise 2001, he is a very expressive character, and especially in shark mode, he is emoting like crazy whenever he talks. He's such an animated character in that show. No pun intended. And the timelines thing, I'm really excited to see where this goes. I covered this briefly in a video a couple days ago, but hopefully the theme for next year is just as dope as Hearts of Steel. And I'm really curious to see what it's going to be. Is it going to be like Trans Tech? Is it going to be, I don't even know what they could do for another theme like that. It's very, it's kind of crazy to me that they're actually doing this and they considered it as an idea to like pick up where Shattered Glass left off in terms of having that Hasbro Pulse subline. And the 86 Perceptor thing, just to add on to that, because I watched a video. Oh, this is the piece of a little details I forgot to mention in the beginning where I got this info from. So it was posted on, so the presentation was also posted on YouTube. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll have the original video linked in the bio of this one. And the person was talking about, and Evan was saying here that the 86 Perceptor is retooled to be a bit more beefier and match his animation model a bit better, which is actually kind of cool. I just thought they were going to repack Perceptor with Ramhorn and Ratbat, but no, there's actually new tooling on this Perceptor, which is actually pretty exciting to hear. And the fact that Ratbat's going to have his boosters and Ramhorn is a brand new mold, not a retool or repaint of a previous cassette tape, is great news as far as I'm concerned. That means these cassettes are going to probably be at least decent and not absolute trash like some of the ones we've gotten over the last few years, in my opinion. Space Bridge teasers at New York Toy Fair. I'm pretty excited for that. I really want to see my boy Sideways, and y'all know me, I'm going to cover that as always. The Devastation Troop 2-pack, love the army builders, love that we're getting some new tooling and weapons with this. I probably won't be getting this because I just don't really care about the Devastation army builders, but still a really cool release, it sounds like. And the whole Iron Fist thing, I mean, it makes sense, the Marvel licensing. I don't really have a problem with the name change. It's just pretty funny to me. Fist Iron, but, you know, it's just Iron Fist. And Sandstorm, I talked about this in a video a few days ago. I'm really curious to see how well they made that head sculpt fit on the mold, how it's going to look. And now for the Q&A portion of the info here. So let's read on to this, and I quote, "Polar Claw comes up, but it's hard when it's not a character from the animation. Devastation 2-pack will be from Run Amok and Dirge. Carnivac will be from Weird Wolf. Breakage issue is fixed and will not come with a shell, replaced by the Headmaster gimmick. Timelines B will not have a Centurion head. When designing, they start with concept art for both modes, then blocks, then detail is last. Want to do more canceled animated toys similar to Wasp. They also mentioned Marauder Megatron in this presentation that they really want to do at Hasbro, which is pretty dope. And then it says here, Mark tried getting Boat Shockwave into mainline. Timelines is a test. If a certain period sells well, they will revisit it in mainline. Sometimes they had to cut a character because it couldn't work in that size class and would try again in a larger size class later. Dispelled rumors of an IDW Fort Max, but Evan wants to do one at leader class and a new rung. Still wants to do the rest of the DJD, but it's hard to sell them to marketing. Nickel is likeliest. Considering some SS redos for anniversaries, also dispenser, but he would be a licensing nightmare. Still trying to figure out how big Broadside should be. Marketing loves the cassettes because they sell. Evan says they owe the fans mini-cons. Would not re-release Siege, Galaxy Optimus, and would make a new one. Both Hasbro and Takara teams are pushing for it. Covenant of Primus is one of Mark's favorite Transformers lore books. Started there for the 13, and their vehicle modes are references. So, some juicy pieces of info here. Polar Claw, I hope they make him, at least in the next couple of years. I really want to see him show up in the 30th anniversary of Beast Wars next year. That would be nice. I mean, people have been asking for this guy for like 5 years now. The Devastation 2-packs from Run Amok and Dirge, I'm really not too surprised by that, honestly. We pretty much already knew that. And the breakage issue with the Weird Wolf mold fixed, I am happy to hear, because I do remember that being a big problem during Titan's Return. The whole shell thing, not really surprised by that. I mean, all these Pretender redos that we've gotten the last 5 or so years have not come with a shell, so I didn't think they would start now with a random, like, Carnivac that's an Amazon exclusive figure. B not having the alternate head, again, not really surprised by that. The whole info about the designing figures is really cool and interesting. I always love it when these guys go into detail on what it's like about making the figure, the collaborations, and different people that they met up to make the figure over the, 18 months it takes to make these things, which is pretty crazy and amazing if you think about it. And the whole Mark getting Boat Shockwave into mainline, I covered that a few days ago. That getting shot down, kind of crazy, but I don't know. I don't know what the inner details was with that, obviously. And the test for timelines, I hope this sells well this year so we could get whatever the next theme is next year and it can branch out into the main line at some point soon. That would be really cool to see. And the whole cutting characters because of a size class and budget and needing more budget or a larger size class, pretty interesting to hear. We've heard some things about this over the years on how certain characters get moved around or canceled and then they show up a couple years later. A perfect example of that is Gears. He was canceled in Kingdom and then he got brought back for Legacy United last year, so I'm sure this stuff happens all the time, like Evan said here. And the rumors of IDW Fort Max being dispelled here, not really surprised by that. I covered this in a rumor or leak video, whatever you want to call it, like a month or two ago. The leak, some things turn out to be true, but honestly, it's really up in the air on whether or not that stuff is true. I mean, he did say he wants to do an IDW Fort Max as a leader class and a new rung. So, I don't know. Maybe that's him hinting at it, or maybe that's just him saying that it's not true and he just wants to do it at some point soon, though. And the DJD getting done, I mean, they've been talking about this for 2 years now since we got Tarn. It's just going to be tough because of how violent and crazy their designs are in the comics. So, I don't know, maybe it's going to take a while. Maybe they really will never get to them in the first place. I don't know. It's very interesting to think about. I would love to see a Dispensor. I would love to see redos on Jazz, Ratchet, maybe even a new leader class Optimus. I really do feel like Studio Series, especially those older figures, need redos pretty badly, and I wouldn't mind waiting until like the 20th anniversary to see a new Jazz or Ratchet or something. And a Dispensor, please make it happen at like Deluxe or Voyager. Pretty please, Hasbro. In the whole Broadside thing, I hope he's either a Titan class at like 150 or 200. He's either a made-to-order release, which, by the way, I've got news on that later on here in like a minute or two. And I don't know, I just hope he's the right size and they don't go too small like that Voyager class in Titan's Return. And I know it was accurate to like a comic book or whatever, but I just prefer it when Broadside is a big, huge character, hence the name Broadside. And it's kind of weird to hear that marketing loves the cassette so much. I mean, it's obvious, it's a classic thing from G1, but at the same time, like, they still market these things to kids, and no one knows about or cares about cassettes anymore, especially if you're a little kid. But I don't know, like, people, as a Transformers fan, you still love those cassette characters, so it does still make sense. And I'm really hoping we get all the mini-cons. We still need it from Metroplex, Optimus, Megatron. We need the new one from Wheeljack, Starscream. So many of these characters need minicons, and it's still going to be going forward. Same thing with Red Alert, so hopefully they start doing those as pack-ins, or they do a minicon multi-pack that's like a Target or Amazon exclusive at some point this year, next year would be really nice. And thank the heavens, they finally realized that they need to redo that crappy Galaxy Upgrade Optimus from Siege, because I remember like a year or two ago, in an interview, I can't remember if it was like SDCC or something, one of the guys were saying that they would like to do a Leo Breaker and Wing Saber to go along with Galaxy Upgrade Optimus, basically alluding to the fact that they don't really want to redo that design. And now it seems like the tune has kind of changed here, which I'm obviously all for. I already have the original figure, but I really want to see how Hasbro would tackle a new one in the modern era. I think it would be pretty fantastic, actually. And lastly, for the juiciness in this video, so Apolix on TFW, if you guys don't know who that is, he was like a prominent leaker for a couple of years from like 2020 to like, I think 2023 or something like that, and he took a break or whatever, and I guess he's back little by little. He's been giving info here and there over the last like maybe, I don't know, few months, 6 months or something. But he was saying this like a day ago, and I quote, "Nothing substantiated by a reliable source, but I heard a rumor that Big Convoy could potentially be the TF team's first attempt at made-to-order like Marvel Legends, Dragon Man / Sentinels. Hoping this is true, as it's a neat way to get another Prime out in 2026, plus it sidesteps using up a leader / commander slot. It also allows them to set the price point where they need to do the figure justice, hoping that means Matrix Buster included." This would be nice for whatever he heard, whoever he heard this from, to actually come true. I have been saying this since last year probably, that we need made-to-order Transformers releases. One Commander or one Titan a year is not good enough to me. We need more made-to-order figures that are around the Commander class or Titan class scaling in price. I think that would be perfect to get some more of those bigger characters out there a lot sooner, because the hype is there. A lot of people do want these characters made. I mean, we just got Magmatron. We got the teaser of Big Convoy on Magmatron's box last year. So it would just be right for them to do his arch nemesis, who is also like a Prime, fitting in with the Age of the Primes motif, obviously. And it would just be perfect for the stars to align for this to either just be a regular mainline release as a Commander class or something, or to be a step in made-to-order releases for Transformers going forward, which I would really love to see happen. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. A lot of juicy info to discuss and talk about here. Let me know down in the comments below. Which of these are you most excited to see happen? All my social medias are linked down below, including my email, if you guys want to hit me up about business inquiries, if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions, photography, or your regular display shelves in your homes. You can either hit me up on any of my social media accounts, or you can just email me and we can work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye!